Hello there everyone and welcome back to another edition of our Very Tall Sicily campaign. We are the Very Tall Sicilians and we are just living on our island all peaceful and such. Well, not so peaceful. We have lots of vassals, lots of allies, lots of feudatories to do our bidding for us, and today I think we finally deal with one of our old rivals once and for all. That's right. I think I'm going to go ahead and declare a war on Rome. We are specifically going to be trying to take the Etruria, and although I could have it take Campania, we definitely want to snag that little province, that's for sure. I think what we're going to do is probably not even bring in any of my troops. Might use my navies to just go up and raiding the coast for slaves and such, but we're going to try to let our feudatories handle this. So without any further ado, let us go ahead and declare war. All of our vassals will join except for these little fellas, which, you know, to be fair, they did just get out of a pretty harsh war with Carthage, where all my little feudatories, they came up big. They really kept me in it. And hopefully we will do the same with Rome. Now, Rome is not near as scary as Carthage, especially because they only have that one ally, and it is the Venetians, which the Venetians are pretty strong, of course, but I don't think they're stronger than all of my vassals combined with my forces. I'm only going to get my forces involved, though, if I absolutely need to. We are still trying to rebuild our fleet. Which is right here. We have about 304 ships. We're trying to build it up so much so that we can challenge the Carthaginians with their 360 ships. As you can tell, my men, we're jumping into action. They're not going to move onto Rome very quickly because, well, they have to let their morale tick back up. They have not been sitting on full army maintenance, it seems. Yeah, let's go ahead. It's always good to have friends in high places. Speaking of, you have been a very, very brave ruler, but unfortunately you look to be about dead. You have declared war on both Carthage and Rome now in your lifetime. And while you did not see any defeats, you also have not seen many victories. She fought a war against Carthage for the better part of 10 years, actually much longer than 10 years. If we can hurry up and just knock this little army out of the south. Again, I'm going to let my feudatories handle this as best they can, at least. I'm going to try to stay out of it. I will, of course, be happy to join if they absolutely need me. But I think we should be able to just vassal spam them at this point. Let's take a look at our unused trade route. Anything good? Yeah, there's a lot that's good. How about some fish? I feel like some fish is helpful. I have rebuilt my food supplies. And anything good here? How about some fish to you as well? Looks like our queen has unfortunately died. Let's just pause it real quick. We're going to lose 20 stability. And it looks like we have a man who is raising a host to come against us. We have a new king. Unfortunately, he is of a different family. Whoops. He's of a different family. He's not terrible, but he is corrupt. Yeah, we'll have to check him out. So we have very low stability. Our legitimacy is still fine. We are still stuck in this war, however. Let's go ahead and get that fish. Let's check out where we are. So we need a new Archimagrammus, but we cannot hire them without our stability being over 30. We are ticking our stability back up at 0.5, almost 0.5 per month. So that's going to happen hopefully fairly quickly. In the meantime, I'm going to hit this install provincial procurators button, and let's just make our pops a little bit more efficient. We have some loyalty issues. Where is that army that just was? All right, so it's only 15,000 men, and they're sitting right on top of my larger force. Not worried about them at all. Let's check out our economy. We're still getting plenty of money, so I'm going to go ahead and hire some more ships. I know we have the Roman fleet out there, but not super worried about their fleet. I'm worried about the Carthaginian fleet, and that is what we have to prepare for. I'm going to go ahead and I think just get 4 more Tetriers, and Looks like my men are going to go marching off to war after all. Good for them. Let's get that national tax rate up. I'm trying to build up my economy so that I can build up my fleet, because this little war is just a little pet project. We're going to see how well we can do, but the real fight will come against Carthage in the end, of course. The flight of the Pretender, once a favored sibling of our recently ascended ruler, has perhaps wisely chosen to flee Sicily in a moment of opportunity. It appears he kneels this very second before the vaunted Senate of Rhegium in the hope of being granted asylum. We can only hope they refuse this foolish request. So we could say troublesome and lose a bunch of legitimacy, or we could declare him an enemy of the state. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to do that. Fugitive crucified. Word has reached us that the Rhegian ruler has ordered the crucifixion of our foolish relative. Whilst this can be interpreted as a vile act of aggression, perhaps they have simply done our job for us. Our people will need a formal response, however. We could make a vow of vengeance. Don't want to do that. Yeah, that seems like the perfect plan to me. Rhegium, yeah, you are these guys. Let's go ahead and just improve opinion with them. We're going to want them to help us out in any wars to come. We will have a civil war in 41 months. Not worried about that. At least not at the moment. More concerned with what my vassals are going to do in Rome. And it's because the general of the 3rd Strategos, which I'm assuming is that one army that went running off to go fight, he has a very strong power base, which means pretty much if the Civil War does fire, he is just going to rebel against us. And, well, we're going to probably pretty easily destroy him, especially if our feudataries get involved. Also, I tend to notice that most of the time, whenever you have the little Civil War notification, well, the problems go away on their own. Plus, I could just bribe him. And there he goes. There goes the Civil War indicator as well. We can gain 2 legitimacy. Yeah, I'll do that. So now we have 15,000 men. They are no longer going to be loyal to them. I'm just going to go ahead and disband that unit. Oh, I can't yet. Now I can. We never wanted them around anyway, and our loyalty problems have been sorted. And our vassals seem to be doing a world of hurt against the Roman army. Yes, that's right. It is time for Rome to fall once again. We are going to... We don't have too much time left in this campaign, so the way I see it, let's go ahead and clean up where we need to clean up, which is the Italian peninsula. And then let us spend the last couple decades of the campaign preparing and fighting one last fight against Carthage, where basically, who cares if we lose, because the game's almost over at that point anyway. We're just going to try to do our best. I only had one option there. We're just going to try to do our best to, I think, take Carthage. And I know that so far in my series playthrough, our goal has not been to move outside of the island of Sicily, but Carthage has just been such a like a thorn in our side this whole game. I would love it if I could end the game like in the last year of the game by taking the province of Carthage in Africa. It would just be a fun way to formally end the game, as we started out as this little tiny country of Syracuse. We expanded, we took Sicily, we built up the Sicilian League, and then we finally end the game by once again expanding one last time and trying to take Carthage in Africa. Now, that's not to say that they'll let us do it. That's just kind of a fun little goal that I have. That is not to say, though, that we will actually be able to do that, because, well, I have a feeling that those Carthaginians are going to have something to say about it. In the meantime, though, our little vassal stack is going to do some work against the Romans. We are, I think, going to lose this fight unless those 37,000 men can get there in time. No, indeed they don't, and now they're actually probably going to lose again. So it seems like Carthage is spending, or sorry, not Carthage, Rome is spending most of its manpower trying to attack the Massalians. That is just a wasted effort, if you ask me. They should really worry about the country pushing them, pushing up in the south. Okay, there's been a massive earthquake centered upon Henna, with a large amount of casualties and some significant damage upon the city itself. The nearby cities and areas have also seen some issues. Our people are looking for us to set aside some of our funds and try to help those in need to make the best of the situation. Well, we could give away a bunch of our gold, or say it'll work itself out. We're going to give away the gold. Let's, where is Henna? Is that one of my cities? It is. Okay. So there was an earthquake there. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Ooh, that's actually really unfortunate because that was one of our major food producing places. We're still producing a lot of food though, so not worried. The Romans are doing a number on the Massalians. The Massalians have 2 armies trapped here, but that's still 68,000 men. Hopefully our allies are playing this smart and letting these men recover some morale before once again going out and fighting the Romans. Let's go ahead and move our fleet up into this area. We should maintain naval superiority. After all, we certainly do have the better navy. Meanwhile, we also seem to have the better stack of armies as well. As you can see that we are just ravaging the Roman countryside. Let's go ahead and make another friend, that's fine. I'm trying to chase their navy down. We'll see if I can ever actually catch it. If this will, oh no, unfortunately. Alright, here we go. We're finally going to catch the Roman navy. That could be exciting and a fun way to, ooh, and we are running a huge deficit. How much money are we losing per month? We're gaining money per month. What's happening? Just for now, I don't know. I started letting my my army go, or my funds dive a little bit. We're going to go ahead and go to low army maintenance and stop training. Guess I'll hire you. Your loyalty is questionable though. So is yours. Everyone's loyalty is going to be kind of questionable. I'm going to put myself in charge then. Let's make sure you are nice and loyal still, yeah. Because I'm running a deficit, all of their loyalty is going to be a bit questionable. We're going to try to get that money back ASAP. First thing we're going to do though is try to destroy this navy. Unfortunately, we are going to have to take that very bad event. We had no choice. And we are going to engage the Roman navy. This has been one of the few times where the Sicilian navy has really come into play. Let's see if we can wrest control of the seas away from the Romans formally. I believe actually in our last war with Rome, we actually lost the naval fight. For trying to be a naval power, we have actually been quite poor at winning some naval fights, but let's just see how this one goes. Our big ships should punch through their lines, although we're actually going to take the first loss. There they go. Yeah, they're taking a lot of losses. Our big ships are in great shape so far, although now some of them are going to retreat, maybe perish, hopefully not perish. But yeah, so now their lines are absolutely crumbling. Some of our big ships are still in good spots. We'll lose some more stability, but now we're at least in the positive war score, or in the positive gold. Yeah, so this has been a pretty successful fight so far. Let's just see what we lose here. But what a victory for the Sicilian Navy. One of our first real victories on the water all campaign. We have utterly crushed the Romans. We lost 11 ships. They lost 45. But we actually, I think, ended up gaining more ships than we lost there. So, yeah, not necessarily. We did lose 5 of the big heavies, though, the megapolaremes. So we will have to rebuild a little bit. But their navy is done. I don't see them making any more of a real effort at trying to defeat us. We will get a imminent peace within the next couple years. Not really worried too much about the imminent peace. Before this war is over, we will make sure that everything is distributed to the right people, that everyone gets the right amount of land, and probably peace out ourselves. We do have quite the positive war score. We're still at low army maintenance, but that's okay. I'm not doing any fighting on my own. I guess we can go ahead and start transferring. You, I think, deserve to go to the Locri. Just gonna try to put all of this in Locri hands. They have been one of the most loyal and dedicated subject states that we've had the entire campaign. In fact, back when we were not Sicily, but just Syracuse, the Locri were already our vassals, I believe. Alright, so it has come to our attention that our trusted advisor has been siphoning funds. Well, maybe that's why all of them disappeared so quickly. Well, we could gain some... He would lose a bunch of loyalty. He would gain some corruption. We would get some tyranny, but we would become more popular, and we'd get 1,000 gold. So only a real punishment will deter embezzlers. And he's going to be imprisoned. So we still can't hire a new Trophius, but we will be able to very soon as our stability goes above 30. Let's just keep giving land to the Locri. I think they deserve that entire province. And then I'll give this a little civic advancement. Alright, so let's go to this real quick. I believe that... Can we get anything higher than 20? Alright, so yeah, I guess we can. We're currently researching Civic Advancement 21. I thought 20 was the highest, but I guess I was wrong on that. Let's look at what we got for that. National Commerce Income up by 10%. Yep, gonna do that. National Freeman Output. Yep, gonna do that. And Loyalty Gain Chance, minus 50%. You know what? Sure, why not? All those seem just fine and dandy. And let's keep this war going. I'm gonna keep on transferring land. I feel like the Aetolians definitely deserve the province of Etruria. They, after all, have done such a fine job locking down the province of this Latin province. And now we have... I could keep pushing the Aetolians farther north. Same with the Locri, although I kind of want to give it away to someone else. Maybe the Hipponian? Who's someone who's definitely helped me, but I haven't necessarily really awarded them. Maybe the Argos? Some of those Cretan countries? Maybe not Crete. Bria, are you mine? Are you in this war? No, you're not in this war. Yeah, I'll go ahead and have you become a friend. I'm going to send the researcher. I'm fine sending the researcher because I can actually hire another researcher now. I'm going to hire this guy. I'm also, now that I can... Ooh, I need to just make sure that I don't get above that 725 days. I'm also going to go ahead and hire a couple other people. How about you? As well as you. Alright, so now I've got my kind of... Oh man, you suck at your job, don't you, man? So I need a new Philosophus. You're great. Gonna go with you. I guess I'll just keep this going, but I need to be more mindful of that little notification. Oh, although it does actually give me the opportunity to just force the peace, so it's not like it happens by itself. I actually am going to give one more province to the Aetolians. I've been happy with their loyalty in all of this. Of course, they should be loyal. We've given them some of the best land in the entire game. I know that it would be probably foolish of me to expect to fully occupy all of the Roman land, and well, they would definitely not let me take all of it, but they will accept that peace deal. And would you look at that, I would actually only take 5 aggressive expansion for it, and it's a peace deal only worth 67, so honestly, we could definitely take more land. I wonder if that's because I don't think I ever switched out of... No, I'm in the subjugative stance. Okay, so... No, wait, that's not them. That's my understudy. Yeah, no, I am in the subjugative stance. Okay, cool. So then Pisa, I think I'm going to give you to someone new. And I'm thinking maybe the Thurians? Where are the Thurians? You're right here. So... it would separate you from your land, but you do own a port. Yeah, I'm going to give you to the Thurians. A nice little rainbow up here of... a rainbow of feudatory states. We could lose 300 gold, but gain some monthly legitimacy. I'll take that. Better luck next time, bro. And I think I'm actually just going to keep giving land to the Locri on this side of the peninsula. The Locri have been very kind to me. Although, you know, we'll see if they keep their loyalty up. I think the Locri probably saw this as a war, really where they were going to gain a lot of territory. After all, they knew that any war with Rome would probably mean that I gave them something. And they're going to get the thriving little town of Ravenna. Okay, well, it's not really thriving in this game, but it was thriving in real life. Oops. I mistakenly gave that to the Thurians. Whoops. Alright, and I think that'll probably do it for me as far as this war with Rome. Let's go ahead, give some territory to the Thurians, give that territory to the Locri, and what is this? We could enforce demand. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want this. I could also have them release a bunch of countries. Maybe not. Do you know what I would love? I might try to make them a... Ooh. Okay. Alright, never mind. I'm not going to give any more territory to anyone. I'm going to make Rome itself a client state of Sicily. Alright, and immediately I'm going to get this, a rebellion icon. It's because the Romans don't love this idea. They are all disloyal. We're going to have to work on that. As you can tell from the pop-up, that all of my loyal vassals will be fine with that, but the Romans are going to be disloyal. So if they declare war, I don't think all my vassals will join in. So Alright, so we might have to fight the Romans again, this time without the help of our vassals, but I'm not super concerned about that. Maybe I should be. Let's go ahead and just declare that peace. We should have definitely, in hindsight, which, you know what they say, hindsight's 20/20, we should have probably given some of the territory to our feudatory states, but we're going to be okay. We're always going to be okay. We're the great, the grand, the wonderful Sicilian League, after all. Go ahead and hire you. Let's just tick by some years. We have a little while until the Roman rebellion will start. They have quite a bunch of pops. Looks like Brutia would also join that fight, which the Brutians, man, we would... Although, right here, subject opinion of us up by 25%, or by 25 plus tributary income. Maybe these inventions will be enough to bring the Romans onto our side. I'm also going to go ahead and grab that loyalty. And let's come over here and have you improve opinion. Cool, so they're still disloyal, which, you know, I guess that's going to happen. I guess if I wanted to, before this war ticked off, I could just cancel their client state status. I can do that next December, which is within 35 months. So if I really wanted to, we could fight this war, or... Well, let's go ahead and gain that money, that's for sure. The problem with fighting a war is I don't think my feudataries would be called into it. Where are they? If they're called into it, I don't mind smacking Rome down again. Taking a bite out of them. If they aren't called into it, I actually don't know how easy that would be to defeat them. Because I don't have a ton of army. Okay. The Hellenistic local power of Halicarnassus declared war upon the Hellenistic city-state of Rhodes. We are now obligated to help Sicily, Rhodes, Alright, so we're going to have a bunch of people help us, which actually makes me think that maybe if Rome did declare war, we would have to join that. I'm not super concerned with this fight. If they take Rhodes, which is our tributary, they take Rhodes, it's our tributary. My men, no, you know what? That's a bad attitude to have. We are the Sicilian League after all. We help our own. Yeah, we help our own. So I'm going to let my manpower kind of recover a little bit. Ooh, where are my mercenary friends that are always hanging out here? Have they gone away? That's why I should have left them. That's why I should have left them in my little mercenary bank, which is what I'm calling Sardinia. Let's go ahead and increase that national tax rate. The way I see it, this could be an excellent opportunity for us to grab another couple feudataries, or in this case, maybe I'll keep them as tributaries. give me some more money. They are going to capture Rhodes, but they're not going to hold it for long. I think what I'll do is I'll move my 42,000 men over towards Rome, or Rhodes. I will also take these 17. I'm a little worried about what's going to happen when Rome inevitably declares war against me. Looks like we're having all sorts of troubles. Let's go ahead and have her tagged for under surveillance. And, yeah. Alright, so... I don't know, if I'm fighting another war all the way over here, I don't necessarily know if I want to fight a big war with Rome at the current time. If my feudataries join in, well, that's cool. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll lose 5 stability and 10 stability, so glad we have a silver-tongued ruler. We should also be watching out for who is taking over for us. You're 36 years old. Are you not a member of my family? Can I not just, like, get you married? Click the married button. You have no children. You're married to someone who's 33, so you still could have some children. We're going to lose a little bit more money to have him, our heir, no longer involved in the plot. Trade away some stone, that's fine. There's some infighting in the pot. The two dastardly claimants to the throne of Sicily who have been plotting together to cause all manner of chaos have seemingly fallen foul of one another, so much so that Ada is reportedly marching a band of hired thugs to the dwelling place of Timlian at this very moment. If we wanted to intercede, we could. Now, Timlian is our heir, but maybe not necessarily one that we want to take command. After all, he has a pretty lousy religious and oratory skill. And she's actually a little bit better, I think, overall. Although Timlian is much more loyal, so I'm really going to say we should step in. How's the war in Rhodes going? Not great indeed. I think it is finally probably about time for us to head that direction. Although I'm actually going to leave these 42,000 men there, and instead I'm actually going to hire some mercenaries, I think, somewhere. Are there any mercenaries on Crete? No, it doesn't appear so. Oh, mercenaries over in Epirus? No, nothing here. Well, maybe I will have to take my men. What's the mercenary situation looking like? Ooh, plot. Poison. At a recent feast, our loyal subject, she's also a pretender, was making merry when she fell mysteriously and suddenly ill. We suspect that she might have been poisoned. Alright, so she is not super loyal. She's not super prominent. She is pretty great. She's 83 years old, though, so I'm not super upset that she might die. So I think I'm actually going to say bring a holy man. Gain some stability. I also think I'm going to come up here into the religion tab and hit the sacrifice to gods. Stab the pig button. What I'm basically trying to do is get high enough stability to prolong the rebellion that Rome wants to fight with us. Right now, Rome is the only ones that I am noticing right away that will join the rebellion. But we'll see how this actually goes. I guess I'll pay the money to put the food back in the granary. We need a new researcher. Cool. How about you? You're pretty loyal as well. It's going to be a rebellion in 17 months. Actually, you know what? I don't have to come over here and help fight Rhodes. And I'll tell you why. Eventually, they are going to get that call for peace. Where it's just going to be a white peace. Well, no, I guess I would have to take the war goal. I would have to retake and hold the war goal for long enough. My bad. Whoops. Alright, well, we can fight that until the cows come home. And actually, they are going to try to come here and deal with some of my vassals in my feudataries in Greece. About 41,000 men Helicarnassus did. Look at them. That's actually wild, and I'm perfectly content to let their army march around Macedon. That's fine. Again, my army is more concerned with matters at home, specifically the Roman matter. I really should have added them to the loc. I really should have just gone ahead and broken up Rome. I regret that, but hey, what can I say? Hindsight is 2020. Oh, I can't actually... I cannot remove them from client state because it's not... It is until December 14th of 698, whereas I was thinking it was 689 earlier. I just had my numbers mixed up. Whoops. It looks like we have another escape. That's alright. So it looks like I'm going to fight this thing in 10 months. My troops should join me. I could probably... Or at least I hope they do. If not, we're in a world of trouble. Because they have 197 cohorts. Although they would have to march through my lands to get to me. Not super worried about that. We still maintain the naval superiority, which is, of course, very important. If they fight us again and we are able to win that war and not have to white peace out of it, we will, well, we will just give all their territory to the Locri and the Aetolians, just like we originally planned. I regret not doing that. I just really wanted to put Rome as a client state under Sicily, you know? This whole playthrough has been about increasing the Sicilian League. I wanted to bring Rome in as a central part of the Sicilian League. I was, honestly, if you think about it, it was a peace offering. I, unfortunately, though, did not think about the fact that they have all Latin pops and they would not necessarily love the idea of being under a Greek king. So we are going to fight a rebellion. It's going to happen in 5 months. Nothing to be said about it now. The only hope is that we are able to crush it utterly, and we can do that definitely if our feudataries are brought into the war. If they are not, well, that is another story that we will have to see what happens in 4 months. Meanwhile, I'm just going to let my... I'm going to go ahead and actually hire some more ships. Let's do let's hire 10 more Liburnians and get ready for this possible war that's going to outbreak in 2 months. Where's their capital? Definitely am going to want to take it and to raise it. I was trying to be peaceful. I was trying to bring them in as a useful ally. And instead, now people are questioning my competence because I'm sure... Feel free to question my competence in the comments, but also the little game pops are questioning my competence as well. We're either going to gain a negative trade or lose some popularity. And in 1 month, at the end of this month, we should fight a war, another war with Rome. So look at that, 2 wars with Rome in 1 episode. They're leading a war against us. But luckily, all of my little people joined in, so they are going to get smashed yet again. I am going to have to end it here, in this episode here. We won't make the same mistake twice. We will completely end Rome. We will absolutely burn all of their cities down, salt the lands, and give it all away to my allies. They are by themselves. They don't even have the Ventuians. with them. They have how many men around how many men? There's 60,000 plus 30,000, so that's 90, 92, 122, 143. All right, so they have just under 150,000 men on their side, whereas you can see we vastly outnumber them. So this shouldn't be too much more difficult than our first Rome with war. Tune in on the next episode for when we will once again take down Rome for a second time. In the meantime, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit up the comments, tell me how foolish it was for me to take them on as a client state. I was just trying to extend the olive branch. You know, I was just trying to make the Sicilian League, well, bring Roman influence into the Sicilian League. However, they have shown what happens, and they have shown that they are not to be trusted, and they have shown that they unfortunately must be removed from the face of the earth, which will be our main goal for the next one. Hit up that like button, hit up that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.